Episode number 806, 10 Tips to Be a Better Networker.
You're listening to the official BNI podcast with BNI founder and Chief Visionary Officer, Dr. Ivan Misner. Stay tuned for networking and referral marketing tips from the man who's been called the father of modern networking, along with suggestions and insights into getting the most from your membership in the world's largest networking organization, BNI.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the official BNI podcast. I'm Priscilla Rice, and I'm coming to you from Live Oak Recording Studio in Berkeley, California, and I'm joined on the phone today by the founder and the Chief Visionary Officer of BNI, Dr. Ivan Misner. Hello, Ivan. How are you, and where are you?
I am doing great. I'm at my home office in Austin, Texas. I actually have about 3 or 4 weeks where I'm not traveling, which is really nice. I'm glad to have this time. I've got a fun podcast today, a fun topic.
Okay.
10 tips to be a better networker, but it got a little humor. At least I hope everyone feels it's got a little humor. So, look, we all have to face it. Networking can sometimes be daunting. It's like speed dating for business, but instead of finding a soulmate, you're trying to find clients, partners, referrals, and mentors. It's like going to the gym. You know you should do it, but it can be hard to get started and keep doing. But fear not, BNI members. Here are 10 techniques to help you navigate the world of business networking. Number 1, be yourself. Unless you're a serial criminal, then maybe don't be yourself. But for the rest of us, authenticity is key. People can smell a fake a mile away. So don't try to be someone you're not. Unless you're Batman, being Batman is always cool. 2, genuine relationships. This is not a numbers game. It's not about how many business cards you can collect. It's about the connections you make. So take the time to get to know people and find common ground. And if you both like cats, even better. By taking the time to truly get to know the people you meet, you'll be more likely to build a lasting relationship. And the cat thing is, kind of meant to be humorous, but the truth is when you have overlapping interests, that's when you can really start to build relationships. Follow up with people, but don't be a stalker. You don't want to be that person who sends 20 emails and calls 10 times in one day. That's just creepy. And by the way, I've had people that were pretty close to that. You do want to make an effort to keep in touch with your contacts. So it's crucial to make a point of following up with your contacts after meeting them. I'd recommend a podcast that I did here on BNI Podcast 24/7/30. Take a look at that podcast. And that's a good example of following up. So follow up, whether it be through a phone call, email, or a LinkedIn message, follow up. And this will help you to keep the conversation going and continue to build your relationship. Maybe even send a funny meme every now and then. Who doesn't love a good meme, right?
Right.
4, be of service, but don't be a doormat. You want to help people, but you also want to make sure you're not being taken advantage of. This is essential when you're serving others. Remember, being of service doesn't mean sacrificing your own well-being or allowing others to disrespect you or push you to do something you don't want to do. So offer your expertise and resources, but set boundaries. And if someone tries to sell you a timeshare, run. Just run. 5, attend networking events, but don't be a wallflower. It can be tempting to hide in a corner with a plate of free appetizers, but that's not going to get you anywhere. So put on your best smile, grab a drink, and start mingling. And if someone spills their drink on you, don't worry, it's just liquid confidence. Attending networking events is a great way to meet new people and make connections. 6, leverage social media, but don't be a troll. Social media can be a great way to connect with people, but it can also be a minefield of trolls, so use it wisely. Post helpful content, engage with others, and don't get into Twitter fights. Trust me, it's not worth it. Platforms like LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook provide opportunities to connect with other professionals, to share your expertise, and to learn from others. By building your online presence, you can expand your network and increase your visibility, which is an important one. And those of you who follow me here on this podcast or on social media recognize that I'm very, very active on social media. I think it's a great way of creating visibility and educating people about who you are and what you do. 7, this one is kind of obvious for all of us in BNI. Join networking groups. But don't join a social club unless you simply need more friends, in which case you might just consider buying a dog. You might want to make sure that the networking groups that you join align with your values and your goals. You also want to focus on real networking, not just hanging out in a coffee klatch. So these groups provide opportunities to meet other professionals and gain access to valuable resources. Joining groups like a Chamber of Commerce. I've recommended Chambers of Commerce for decades now. And of course, BNI can provide a structure and a focus that allows entrepreneurs to be more effective in their networking efforts. 8, offer value, but don't offer your kidney. Okay. That might be another extreme example, but you want to make sure you're offering something that's valuable without giving away the farm. Maybe it's a helpful tool or a connection to someone in your network. And if someone asks for your kidney, well, maybe it's time to leave that networking event. 9, utilize referrals, but don't be a name dropper. Referrals can be a great way to expand your network, but don't go around dropping names like they're hot potatoes. Be respectful of your contact's privacy and only make introductions when it makes sense. And if someone drops a name you don't recognize, just smile and nod. It's okay. You can Google them later. That works. Number 10, attend industry events, but don't be a snob. It's great to attend events that are focused on your industry or your interests, as they provide an opportunity to network with like-minded individuals and to learn from experts in your field. Niche events can also give you insights into new trends and technologies that you might not have been aware of otherwise. I think it's really important to network with an open mind. Don't dismiss people who may not have the same level of expertise or experience as you. Instead, approach conversations with a willingness to learn from others and share your knowledge and insights. This process is really about building relationships and finding ways to help others, not just promoting yourself. So be genuine, listen actively, try to make meaningful connections with people you meet. You never know where these relationships might lead to in the future. Networking doesn't have to be a chore. By building genuine relationships, being authentic, following up, being of service, attending networking events, leveraging social media, and joining associations and networking groups, you can network with humor and style. Just remember to keep it real, be helpful, and have a good time. After all, a smile is probably one of the best networking tools that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my thoughts on the top 10. Well, at least I don't know if they're the top 10, but they are 10 tips to be a better networker. And I wrote this with, tongue in cheek,
Right.
and a little bit of fun.
Right. That's very cute, I have to say. It got me giggling.
Well, that was the goal. And so if you're an education coordinator in particular, take these tips. And I would recommend that you take 2 or 3 at a time and share them over the next several weeks. Talk a little bit about them, have the members talk about them, bring up 1 or 2 or 3 and you describe it, and then have members participate in the discussion. Make it seminal, make it a discussion, and do a couple of 3 at a time. And really go a little bit deeper in talking about these and how people use them. I think it's a great use of education coordinator time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really nice.
Well, that's everything that I have for today, Priscilla. Thank you.
Okay, good job, Ivan. That was fun. All right, well, this podcast is sponsored by MeisnerAudioPrograms.com. These audio programs will provide you with the tools and the inspiration to powerfully enhance your BNI experience. So check out the great material available to you at MeisnerAudioPrograms.com. And then use the promo code IVAN50 for 50% off of everything. All of the proceeds go to the BNI Foundation. Thank you so much for listening. This is Priscilla Rice, and we look forward to having you join us again next week for another exciting episode of the official BNI podcast.